Waiting for the right. Oh, there they go. Starting off in Link's house. Looks like Spleebie's going for a Lake Highway Island check. And so is Jedders. It's just arrows, so they don't care about it. And they're off to Sazwala's hut. Oh, I think Jedders is... Nope. Yeah, he's going to the hobo first. He's going to clip on over there and do a fake flippers. Then we see Desert is the green pendant. Nothing interesting in Sazwala's hut. Jeddo's getting that line up for the fake flippers. Could have just let that shot from Lozora knock him right up to the transition. And it looks like Spleebie's going to be checking at least what's on Lumberjack and getting those bonk rocks there too. The runners do start out with boots, so they can get those checks early and do a lot of glitches. And that's the first potion, and it's a blue potion, which is the best thing to see in a bottle, especially in Overworld glitches. Besides healing everything, it's potentially useful later on for fake fluting. And I think that was just bombs on the Lumberjack cave item. And there's armor, so he's going to take at least the blue. You know, lots of runners don't like the red because it interferes with death warps. But a little safety never hurts, especially this early. Jedder's buying a 10-pack of bombs. And it looks like he might be going around to Kakariko from the south. No, checking the south shore first. That's an interesting choice. I guess he got those bombs for Mini Moldorm Cave and maybe Ice Rod Cave. Oh, another bottle already for Spleebie. And no bombs for Spleebie, so he couldn't get that back item. Looks like he's going to be heading down to the shop to buy a 10-pack of bombs as well. And checking these checks on the way. And bombing Mini Moldorm Cave, while viable, is never fun. Oh, getting a 2 for there. Not too bad from Jedders. Oh, and Power Glove and a Fire Rod. And Flippers. Wow, Mini Moldorm Cave is stacked. That might be the best mini Molem cave I've ever seen. Although I'm sure there's been better ones on a few seeds. Gotta be careful around those crabs. Oh, quick. And Spleebie's coming back with that abominable wall at the back of Lion's hut. Just a shield. And Jedder's armed water walk off Ice Rod Cave as usual, which lets him get around in the water a lot faster. And I'm not sure why the tracker isn't updating, at least on Jedder's side. And just bombs. He doesn't have enough rupees for the big guy's items. Oh, there's a Zora DMA. Nice. Oh, there it goes. And just a troll hint. Oh, Jedders walks into an infinite transition. That Zora DMA did not go as well as he probably hoped it would. He was trying to get up onto Zora's mountain, and you can see he kind of got into the water there on a turtle walk, but he couldn't get onto the rest of the mountain proper. And it looks like Jedder's finally come around to the forest in Kakariko. Not gonna pass up that early blue mail either. And there's the second item in Desert Palace for Spleebie. And you probably have to do the other common desert area checks for overall glitches. So Cave 45 and Agana, at least. Normally you'd do this with a spin speed clip if you could, but Spleebie has no sword, so he's just dash buffering into it till he hops up. And just a piece of heart, but he's taking it anyways since it's so early on. I got some new heart container. He's got the shovel, so he'll be checking the flute spot too. Spleebie is a little dry on items so far, aside from the medallion and the bottles. And he was considering doing Checkerboard Cave for a second there, but then realized he does not have the glove to lift the rock. Just bombing himself straight into the wall because he's going to save and quit after, so he doesn't care about health. And it looks like Spleebie's going for the South Shore as well. Probably going to feel a little sad that he didn't have the gloves while he was still at Desert Palace. And he picked up those bombs in the water because, oh no, from the chest, rather. Yeah, which is lucky for him because he needs those bombs to do Mini Boulder Cave. He doesn't have any other weapons he can use. So he's grabbing the ones from under the water as well. The mini boulderms can be kind of hard to hit with bombs, so you definitely want more than less when you're trying this. Pretty good bomb association from Spleebie. And Jedders technically could full clear Desert Palace, including the boss, since he has the fire rod, but I don't think he's going to without a backup weapon. And especially not when it's only a pendant. We will get to see what the item Spleebie missed from Checkerboard Cave it was, because Jedders has the glove from being the South Shore first. Oh! Oh! Yeah, he lost it from South Shore. My bad. Oh, I've got to undo that. And taking a death warp. So no seeing the Checkerboard Cave either. Spleebie does have the money to see what King Zora has. Still, he'll be heading all the way in, and won't have to come back for a second check later. Hopefully for Jedders it's not anything too important. Just a art piece. Gloves were in Mini Boulder Cave along with the fire rod and the flippers. And nothing too interesting in the back of Escape except for that small key, which isn't necessary since he did the back first. And here we see Jeddos doing the same clip that Spleebie did to get up to K45. And the screen looks a little bit... Oh, Spleebie doing a standard death mountain ascent there in the meantime. Nice density up there, and he's got blue armor and some hearts, so it's not a bad idea to go here. But yeah, the screen looks a bit funny when you do that clip to Cave 45 because the desert area is actually a large 1024 by 1024 screen, while the screen you transition to is 512 by 512. So it's scrolled down too far and shows part of the top of the screen just wrapping around. And obviously the game normally doesn't let you transition at a point where you'd see something like that, but clips weren't taken into account obviously. And Spleebie getting Burna for a little bit of trouble in that dark room. Pretty nice find. It'll be good if he gets to Thieves Town before getting any swords or anything. Pretty nice choice for blind and a couple other things like Armos. Jeddos coming back to the South Shore again. I don't remember if... Oh. And we know Swamp Palace West is not good, so we won't be seeing that this run. And I'm sure the runners are happy about that. But yeah, I'm not sure if we saw a map check earlier, but it's possible Spleebie is just doing it anyways, because it's quick enough to clear out as much of Tower as you can. Oh, that's an interesting trick. Falling down the hole to reset the room so it can get another pot. Oh, magic mirror hit, that's very good. And it's an easily accessible location, so no really late magic mirrors. Oh, falling down 2 holes. Yeah, that's unfortunate there for Spleebie. Going back for the hair clip. Don't know if he's gonna... No, he's not gonna finish the rest of it. He just wanted to get up top. Meanwhile, Jeddo's doing the same death mountain ascent Spleebie did. Hair clip is definitely one of those things you really miss when you're playing in the NMG rule set because it's a lot nicer than having to battle with those cabbages falling down on you going up the normal way. Oh, Jeddo's using dashing dust to help navigate the dark room. Pretty smart. Spleebie's heading over to the side of Death Mountain to get that mirror and possibly some other items. Oh, jumping straight down, really wants that mirror, I guess. Just getting mangled by those bats. Oh, there's the mirror and the red boomerang. I'm not sure if Hexcjedders is going to be too excited about seeing that burn after how much trouble he had to go through to get it. Oh, chasing that fairy down. Could have just boomeranged the top left corner of the bonk rocks and then bonked it and instantly picked up the fairy. And there's Burna for Hexcjedders too. We also saw there were only arrows on Floating Island, so they won't be picking that up. Hexcjedders doing the hair clip, the sword spin way with boots. And it's Dark World access time. Wondering if Spleebie is planning to do some form of bunny DMD. Or no, he's using the he's using the mirror to do a DMD probably. Yep, the old school way of doing DMD. He might also use it to get to the East Dark World Death Mountain, so he could pick up the items in the Super Bunny Cave. Yep, looks like he's going for Super Bunny Cave first. There's a bit of geometry, a bit of collision there in the Dark World that doesn't let you get close enough to hop up the ledge, but if you mirror to Light World and get in more, when you come back you can hop up. And of course, out of bounds hops are very weird as usual. I know the mirror DMD is in logic, but I guess I wasn't sure if Super Bunny Cave with the mirror clip up was, but chat is saying it is. Half magic, also another nice thing to have, makes that burner very useful. Half magic and Burna is pretty much a free blind kill if Spleebie gets to Thieves' Towns. Oh, and he's going for the Mimic Cave mirror clip. Or no, the Total Rock clip. And we've got Pendant on Skullwood and Red on Ice Palace and Thieves Town. Getting that dungeon revival. Getting that fire rod out, both for the switch and for that pokey, which is very annoying to kill otherwise. Oh, dying from the floating Stalfos head. Even with blue mail, things here still hurt a lot, and he's only got those 5 hearts maximum. Thankfully got some more bombs, otherwise he might have gone stuck here trying to kill all these mini Moldor. Another one of those very nice and useful bomb jumps for a little time save. Oh, some Arya, very nice. That opens up most of Total Rock. Although he doesn't have a key to go any further from the middle. Yeah, I bet Spleebie's feeling glad that he decided to dip Total Rock there instead of hoping, coming back later for the full clear and hoping he found Samari elsewhere. And yeah, Samari was at the chain jumps. Oh, Spleebie going for the fake flute. Yeah, he gets it. And it's going to put him in Fake Light World. And once he transitions in Super Bunny as well, once he transitions screens, it'll put him in the real Dark World. Except with Funny Pellet. Jetter's going for the Pyramid Fairy. And I think, did Spleebie do a tree pull to get Link State? Because if you pull a tree in Super Bunny State, you get turned into real Link. Oh yeah, the Thieves Town entrance, that works too. It looks like Jedder is going to be checking out at least the secret passage while he's here. Maybe other parts of escape, especially since he's got that mirror. Ooh, silvers. Very nice find. Yeah, watching the Dark World with the Light World palette is a little confusing. Just checking what's probably the tier 2 pull at this point. Just some hearts. And both boomerangs are now accounted for. Yeah, not that he really needed a second one. And Scapio does have a pretty good chance of finding progression items, so it's a good place to go. No more fake fluting for Spleebie, but since he opened up the front of... he hasn't gone to the Pyramid Ferry yet. He decided to check Hyrule Castle while he was here before taking the portal. But yeah, with the front of Thieves Town opened, Spleebie can go there and get a dungeon revival and turn back into Link in the dungeon if he wants to. Although that will be out of logic, fake fluting is not in logic. And now Jedders is going to be going for the pyramid. Although, with the way he positioned it, I don't think he needed to throw that. Got there, and we'll see what's on the pyramid proper itself soon. Just a bloopy for Jedders on the pyramid. Spleebie going for a room which has a closer pit to Dungeon Revive, and this is in logic. So there's a chance Spleebie could find the Moon Pearl here. Oh, speak of the devil. Spleebie finding the Moon Pearl right in the first check of Hidden Skullwoods. And normally transitioning back to the Overworld as Link or Super Bunny would put him back in normal Bunny state. But he's actually in the fake Dark World, which means the game for the most part thinks he's in the light world even though he's on a Dark World screen. So he can clear out the rest of Skullwoods. Once he transitions from here, he'll be put in the light world, but if he mirrors first, he can stay in the Dark World. I don't think he realized that he was in fake Dark World. Yeah. So he ended up in the real light world when he changed screens. If you mirror in fake Dark World, you get put in the real Dark World, of course. and Jedders transitioning down at the wrong spot for that that mirror DMD. Unfortunately, getting stuck in a waterfall he can't move from. And now Spleebie can do faster DMDs that don't require the mirror. And he bonks to put himself properly in the transition so that when he walks down, he does an auto walk that puts him outside of the terrain he could otherwise move from. Looks like he's going for the book now. And Jedders back in the out-of-bounds Dark World. And he found the right spot to get down. And Jedders didn't do any fake fluting, so it's likely he's going to check Skullwoods first instead of trying to do any other fancy overworld checks. So he will be getting the pearl soon if he does. Oh, no. Oh, he's trying to get a Mirror Super Bunny to do these checks here. Pearl was in the easternmost chest in Skullwoods. But Jedders is doing Mirror Super Bunny to try and possibly get the pearl, because it is in logic for these houses. If you mirror on the exact same frame, you enter a door, you turn into Super Bunny on the inside. We see Spleebie going for those Thieves Town checks, which are now in logic. Yeah, Spleebie used the blue potion he got earlier to do a fake flute and checked out some of the Overworld Dark World checks, including a very hype cave. And Jedders is going to be getting that pearl very soon, now that he's making the obvious play as a bunny. Hugging those spikes for the dungeon revival. Oh, the hand got him, which does the trick just the same. Then realizing he could have just taken the hand, and now he has no health. Oh, he got the dungeon revival he was planning to do in the first place, and got the key. And a hint for an item they both already have, always fun. And there's that moon pearl. Let's see if Jedders remembers to mirror to stay in the Dark World. And he does. That put him from the fake Dark World, which he was in because he died, to the real Dark World. There's the second item in Skull Woods. I don't imagine Jedders is going to finish Skull Woods unless maybe you can get a full magic refill somewhere. Oh, not to mention it's a pendant. Durr. And Spleebie is a little squishy down here, but once he gets up to blind, he won't have any trouble with that half magic and Burna. I haven't been keeping close track of whether or not Spleebie's got all the dungeon items, but if not, then there might be a real item locked in the hammerlock chest. And there's the Burna cheese. Everybody loves it. And chat's saying he doesn't have the compass, so yeah, there's a chance that he might not be able to get all 4 items here. Oh, thankfully his compass is locked in the chest, and he got ether for his trouble. So he will not be spending the rest of the run worrying about coming back here with Hammer for that one last check. And I'm sure he's happy about that. And now he's heading down to Mire to check the Mire shed, probably check Checkerboard Cave, and also see what medallion he needs to get in. And that's ether. So he can get into Misery Mire if he wants to now. If he's his first sort of run. Very nice. If he's willing to do the dark rooms, I think he can full clear. He's got a fire source in Samaria. Just a heart piece on checkerboard. And he's going for the Bombos tablet clip. Just a little piece of love. Yeah, an Overworld Glitch's book isn't really the most useful item. It's basically just another fetch quest item, except it gets you 2 fetch quest items, except for 1. Or checks, rather. Spleebie doing the swordsman clip down to Graveyard Ledge. Can be a bit of a tricky one. I've seen a lot of people have to reset out of that. If you don't do it just right, there's a good chance of getting stuck and having to save and quit. And for a second there I thought he was going to do the Graveyard Ledge clip again to get to King's Tomb. But he's going back to finish Hera now that he's got a weapon that can kill Moldorm. Jeddah is just seeing more of the same stuff we've already seen in Thieves Town. Gonna get that key and be worried until he finishes. Hexcjedders does not have the half magic Spleebie has, but he does still have that potion, I think, so he can restore his magic when he's fighting blind with Berna. In this Trollorn time, unfortunately only with Fighter Sword, doing the intended strats, which means Spleebie will see the fast phase. Normally you want to at least have Hammer or Master Sword spins in Rando, which lets you skip the more dangerous fast phase. Jeddar's fishing for magic drops, probably. And I guess he did not pick up the blue potion. So he's just continuing with those Dark World Overworld checks. Unfortunately, he also doesn't have Samaria, so he can't do those, can't use that as a weapon, which is a bit more magic, uses less magic and could still kill blind pretty decently. And Spleebie doing that last Tower of Terror check, finding it's just more money he doesn't really need. And there's a sword on Ether, which you might see the runners returning for at some point if they don't find Tempered before Ganon and they are in the area before they have to do Ganon. And Jeddar's about to find some disappointment. Spleebie finally going for the Pyramid Fairy mirror. Checking the stun prize, it looks like, which is a red rupee. Doesn't look like Spleebie's doing the escape stuff while he's here. He did get into the Pyramid Fairy at a good spot, so he'll be able to check the pyramid while he's here. And just a blue rupee again, of course. Oh, he's mirroring back. Now he's gonna do the Hyrule Castle stuff. And then he gets his silvers. And Jedders finally gets his first sword 51 minutes into his run. Doesn't have that ether that's on blind, so he can't go into Misery Mire even if he wanted to. Doing his first Light World map check. And I think he's gonna go back and finish up Hera. The first sword was in Mire's Shed, and we know there's another one on Ether Tablet. So yeah, some very light swords. And obviously the one on Ether Tablet doesn't help you if you to get anything less than tempered, because you need Master to pick it up. Spleebie going to find nothing else of interest in here. Oh, not picking up that key from the key guard. And Jedders sees the mirror hint. Not that it really cost him anything, because checking Paradox Cave while you're already in the area is pretty normal, of course. And surprisingly not going to bomb jump to the big chest. Yeah, Spleebie is now going to not... Or can he get to the Dark Cross room without... No, he just needs the key to get out of the Dark Cross room. So yeah, he'll be able to get the Dark Cross check. Some pretty good dashing through that first dark room there. Trying to light the torch. Oh, hookshot in the dark room. That's a very nice find for Spleebie. Hopefully Jedders doesn't miss out on that for too long. Going for his second try at Trolldorn after getting trolled once on that fast phase. And I think Spleebie's going to Hookshot Cave with that hookshot. Doing Turtle Rock Climb, one of everybody's favorite clips. You get to do a little funny jig, and it makes Death Mountain a lot easier to get around. Spleebie trying to bonk and then realizing he has the hookshot so he doesn't need to. Jedders finally getting his first crystal. And there's the net for Spleebie. No room for it on the tracker though. And there's another graveyard ledge check from Jedders. Interested to see if he'll be doing the King's Tomb check after this too. And I think Spleebie's just remembering that he got key locked in here before. Without a smoke. Yeah, he was in here before and ran out of small keys climbing up. And without the big key, he can't climb down either. He might be able to go through the front if he hasn't. Oh, there's that blue potion from the bonk rocks. I guess Jedders just completely forgot to do that while he was through here earlier. It's not something you do early in non-glitched logics because you don't have those free boots. So I have seen people forget it a couple of times, although this is the first time I've seen it so late in this tournament. Spleebie going for the Gan's Tower checks. Finding a fetch item for his trouble. And he's going to steal that small key, which does guarantee him access to the rest of the east side. And are we going to see some hovering from Jedders? Or is he just doing that the one bonkable check? Just the one check. He will be going to Super Bunny Cave and getting that half magic nail at this point. Curious if maybe there could be something in Mire since they do have access to the non-dark room locked parts of it. Oh, there's that second soldier, Spleebie. Zora Death Mountain Descent from Jedders. We'll see what's on the catfish. And you can clip down to Pod from here, but I'm not sure if he's interested in dipping it. Nope, he's veering back to get the King Zora item he didn't get before. Nothing interesting in GT Big Chest, so Spleebie is going to do Ice Armors now, which isn't too bad with half magic and oh, Jedders' body is back. Half magic and Burna. Although he is a bit low on magic. And he just realizes he used up his blue potion doing that fake flute. And unfortunately they split off into a line. So we didn't get the full burn potential. I think you're supposed to use it earlier. And it looks like Jedders is going to do the clip down to Pod. So we're seeing a pod dip now from Jedders. And we're going to see what's in the GT Big Key Room as well, after Spleebie does a very annoying fighter sword, Ice Armos. And getting Red Nail for his trouble. Tried walking out for a second, then realized that the entrance wasn't open because he clipped in. And the front of the pod isn't bow locked, so Jedders can go in deeper without having to do the camera unlock glitch. And I think we're going to see Spleebie go for that tempered now. Yep. And there's a flute for Jedders. Very late, probably won't be activated. It isn't actually required for access anywhere in Overworld glitches. It's just nice to have early on for making routing a bit easier. Spleebie trying to set up the mirror wrap to laser bridge. Doing that little hop there to get on the exact right pixel against the transition. And then sword buffering to try to get a good vertical position. And he's in. Oh, and there's that lamp. I think that was the lamp? Yeah. Very nice seeing the lamp in a place that's just before the dark rooms. Oh, and the hammer. Wow. This dip is going pretty well for Jedders. Although the hammer will probably bait him into checking the hammer chest in Thieves Town before killing him blind when he gets back there. And he was checking to see if he had the big key, and he didn't. Doesn't look like he's doing the camera unlock glitch. No, Thieves Town is Crystal and Ether is on blind, so he will be getting that Ether no matter what eventually. And going for the big chat will just cost him a little bit of time since it'll only have the compass in it. But it's not really a big deal, just a little funny. And what's on Quake on top of Total Lock, so Spleebie can go in from the front. And Jedders finding the last bottle. Noting that Jedders still has gone back to the Dark Cross Room in Hyrule Castle sewers to get that hook shot. Not a very useful hint in Eastern Palace. Oh, there's Bombos, the only medallion they have absolutely no use for. There were arrows in the DT big chest, but no bow with them. The hammer does mean he has with that hookshot he has logical access to DT, and if he's willing to do a bit of bomb jumping, he can basically clear out the entire bottom. Might be some good stuff on the left side. Nice burn a dash from Spleebie. Now he's got all the small keys he could ever want. I mean, hovering when you can do easy bomb dashes is kind of just for swag, unless you don't have any bombs. Not entirely sure what Jedders is going for here, but Spleebie did the Zora DMD and then probably going for Pod once he can stop hopping off that ledge. And once Spleebie gets that hammer, he knows he'll have access to the rest of the bottom of Ganon's tower, so I think it's likely we'll see the rest of that sometime soon after this, because there's just a lot of checks there. Jedders checking Spike Cave. Feels like he's really completely forgotten that Dark Cross at this point. I do not remember where Samaria was. I definitely should, but I do not. There's that useless flute for Spleebie. Yeah, Spleebie's had it for quite a while. So I'm trying to think if it was maybe one of the Dark World checks he did or something. Though I don't think... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Chad has it right. It was in Toil Rock. Yeah, very mean positioning there. Looks like Jitters is going for that bomb jump clear and bonk clear of the left side. Surprised he's trying to dash buffer. Yeah. I don't think he is 100% sure on what he's doing for to get over there. Yeah, now he's got it. He's bonking down to the map chest first. But it's a lot easier if you bonk around and then bomb jump up to the top platform, instead of just trying to bomb jump left from the start. Does mean he's missing out on 4 checks in DM's room for now at least. Although they are in logic since the hookshot is accessible to him. And Jetter's acting like he doesn't have any boomerangs, even though he has both. So we've already seen everything from Bomb's chest to ice almost, so we know the rest of the path he's taking won't give him anything interesting. Though we still don't know what's up in DM's room. Oh yeah, I'll get red mail. Which isn't terrible. Especially when he's already got Pearl and Mirror. Remembering he has Burna now. And doing it the same way Spleebie did. Which did not work out for him either. Yeah, I am certain that I've seen better Burna Ice Armo strats than that. Going for the Fire Rod for a bit, which does decent damage, but drains too much magic to really be practical. It's like 6 shots to kill a single Armos Knight with one. And just finishing it off with pokes. And a windmill for shovel, but no progression. Spleebie doing the flute. So it seems like he figures he's going to be using that duck a bit during this run. It's not too far away, so if you're going to use the flute at least a few times during the run, it isn't a bad choice to activate it at some point after save and quit. And he's burning all his magic up to do a fake powder. Going to be using that Somaria he's got to, and then after it beeps, he immediately switches over to the mushroom, and for whatever reason, that causes the powder effect. Oh, and there's the butter sword. Bit of a contrast here. Spleebie has butter, while Jedders is still rocking that fighter sword. Oh, and he's just getting that book now. Just 100 rupees, but he is buying a bunch of potions while he's here. One green to refill his magic, and then a bunch of blues. Looks like Jedders is coming back for the Thieves Town kill. Hopefully he goes straight for blind, because that's all he needs to get the last item in the dungeon. Spleebie, it looks like, is going for the Swamp Palace clear. He does have everything he needs to full clear, and he knows the annoying west side is completely devoid of good items, so he can just skip that. I think it was rupees and a map or compass on the left side, so that's a quick clear, relatively quick clear for 5 items, and he needs the crystal anyway. Jedders getting that ether and his second crystal. And he might be going straight for Misery Mire from here. Jedders probably hasn't gotten the Somaria from Turtle Rock precisely because he's hoping that it isn't in Turtle Rock, so that he could do a full clear. Which is again unfortunate for him if he's going to be doing, no, he's clipping out of Mire, thankfully, not doing Misery Mire without Somaria. And is Jedders going to go for a Desperation Swamp Palace dip? It looks like. He's not going to be able to get any of the back chests, so not going to find anything he's looking for, it seems like. If he has completely forgotten about the Escape Dark Cross at this point, that's going to hurt him pretty hard. He needs that hook shot to get to the back of Swamp Palace and kill the boss, since it is a crystal dungeon. Oh, there's the ice rod. And there's the bow, wow. Yeah, so Jedders cannot get any of the good items here, it seems like. Yeah, that does look like go mode for Spleebie. This just is not Jedders' day with this seed. Spleebie trying to set up for the Argus second phase quick kill, and he gets it. Nice. Didn't have anything interesting on the boss, but he didn't need anything else anyway. With 13 hearts, red mail, and golden and silvers, he's ready to face anything. And he's finally coming back to Mire now with much better weaponry. So I don't expect you'll have much trouble against Vidi with silver arrows. Although Go Mode Misery Mire isn't necessarily any better than normal Misery Mire, because you still gotta hunt for that big key. Pretty decent Mire to clear with the sword beams. Oh, and there's the big key on the first check, very nice. That is a very nice Mire Go mode. Spleebie is not going to be here for long. Oh, and without the hook shot, Jedders I think did not get the Swamp Palace left side hint, so he's going to be getting rupees and I think a dungeon item here. And with the hook shot, he can't even check both of the left side chests together. Without the hook shot, rather. Yep, there's the map. Gonna finally peek at that Bombos tablet and find it's just some cash. Or just a piece of art. Which is about as good for him now as money would be. Nice silver shooting from Spleebie. And with that, he's 3 items and 2 crystals ahead of Jedders. Oh, Jedders is setting up the YBA to the Smith. And he did it wrong, unfortunately. Drank the potion earlier than he pressed the directional button. They have to be on the exact same frame to get the YBA effect, otherwise you only get one of them. But we know there aren't any go mode items on the Smiths anyways, so it's not a big deal. Although he probably doesn't feel great about it anyways, since he doesn't know that. Oh, is he going back for a potion to try again? Or no, I think he's going to hand in his shroom. And because he doesn't have Somaria, he couldn't do the fake powder for the extra sword like Spleebie did, which would have really helped him at this point. And buying another red potion for that YBA, seems like. You need a red or green potion to do an Overworld YBA, otherwise it triggers the fake flute effect. So he might be going for a total luck dip now. Finally gonna get that much needed Somaria. Meanwhile, Spleebie forgetting the big key on his way to the boss. That's a bit unfortunate. Couple of annoyance slashes there, as he gets the message that he doesn't have the big key, which has to be on the bow-locked side, since I think Jedders cleared out the rest of it already. And Spleebie realizes too that it must be on the bow-locked chest he couldn't get before, so he's coming here. Although that wall's broken open, so I wonder if he came this way but just didn't get the chest. I wasn't completely watching. Oh, yep, he forgot the ledge chest. And there's a vanilla total luck big key for Jedders. So Jedders finally is doing that Turtle Rock dip, he really needed to. Although until he goes back to the Dark Cross for that hook shot, he still won't be able to get his go mode. And Spleebie making his way down to the Helmisar King's room for the second time, now that he has the big key to actually get in. Doing a little mimic manipulation on the other side to do Mimic Cave. And that's the second glove. And that is logically required for this seed for Ice Palace access, but I doubt Spleebie is going to go hunting for it, since there are a number of glitches you can use to get in. The mirror wrap being the easiest of them, but there are other options if you have other items. Hexcjedders is not going to be finding the ice one here. He needs to finish this dungeon, unfortunately. And he didn't get the small key he needed to continue downwards either. Speedy going for that mirror-wrapped ice palace, it looks like. Yep. Gonna use spin speed to hop up there a couple times. And then doing second mirror wrap this run. First he's gonna bomb himself into the transition to get the positioning just right. And then using the mirror at the exact same frame he goes left will put him will load the screen and put him on the position he would if he transitioned through normally, but it messes up various camera and scrolling related variables by leaving them the same from the previous screen. And then going right into the transition again does an excessive scroll over to the right, which conveniently puts him inside the Ice Palace sealed off entrance. And he's in go mode, so he gets to do the very nice go mode Ice Palace, which he doesn't need to do any checks at all, just skip through and do the bomb jump. And interesting hint, the left side of Misery Mire has both the items in it, a heart container and a shield, which obviously aren't necessary. Does at least mean that Hexcjedders is not going to dip Misery Mire, because he knows both of the items that are there, and he knows they're not ones he needs. Yes, Hexcjedders needs to do Dark Cross for the hookshot, and then Bow and Ice Rod are in the flooded room of Swamp Palace. And he realized he didn't have the hookshot, so he went back around to do things the intended way for this little puzzle. Spleebie doing that bomb jump no problem. Which of course breaks the Ice Palace puzzle and backtracking in half pretty much. Lets you just speed through without getting anything if you don't want to. And using the hookshot to help pull him into the stairs. Pretty nice trick there. And it looks like maybe Jedders is going back to do Ganon's tower to check DM's room. Which he couldn't do before because he couldn't get the bomb jumps right. But we know that the items he needs for Go Mode won't be in there, of course. Oh, he's gonna do the east side too, because he has Samaria now. He couldn't do that before. But none of this is really gonna pan out for him. So unfortunately that hookshot is locking access to one of the bosses he needs to beat this seed, and it's also locking access to 2 of the items he needs to get to 2 other bosses he needs to beat this seed. So not getting it is really hurting him here. Yep. Out of keys. Spleebie doing the clip to the middle of Turtle Rock. Heading here for his final dungeon clear. Yeah, he did everything around the Dark Cross. He actually did all of Hyrule Castle, front and back in the sewers, and then he just kind of didn't do it, and I think he might have forgotten it after clearing all the other stuff out. Looks like he's banking on more items in Turtle Rock. But we've already seen Spleebie clear all the other ones out, so we know it's not going to be here. And on Spleebie's side, he's just making his way down to Trinex. He probably would have mirror wrapped to it if he had the big key, but he didn't get it the last time he was here. So after this, he'll just finish up the top of Ganon's tower, and that'll take him straight to the Pigman himself, which isn't something you see too often in Overworld glitches. If the runners get the bow before they're in Go Mode, usually Ganon's tower ends up fully cleared. And of course nothing on the laser bridge for jitters. Probably really racking his brain at this point to figure out where he needs to go to get some progression. And he's peeking at the lumberjack cave again, which is just bombs. And now he's gonna check the Master Sword pedestal. Yep, taking the front of GT instead of just clipping up. Very strange. And let's see what garbage is on the Master Sword pedestal. Just a piece of art. You gotta feel bad for jitters at this point. It's gotta be very frustrating to think you've checked everything and still not have any progression. I'm pretty sure he did. Spleebie making his way up the gauntlet in Ganon's tower, getting to the first room. Nice clear of the second room there, very fast. There's the King's Tomb check from Jedders. And getting two of those is one dash on Spleebie's screen. Just red rupees in the King's Tomb. Yeah, Jedders turned in the mushroom precisely because he didn't have Samaria to do the fake powder, I think. Oh, almost got the one cycle. And there's those Samaria strats in the wizard rooms, always very nice. And Jedders coming back to do Smith's the legit way, since he has the mitts now. Getting a key off that mini Helmasaur because he only had one going up. There were swords on what was it? First, we said already in chat. I could tell you if I scrolled up. Myers Shed and Ether Tablet were the first two we found. Master Sword, I think, was in a dungeon. Yeah, it might have been right side GT. And Jedders is up to the purple chest now. Doing a fake flute to do it quicker. And then mirroring from the fake light world to the real light world. And that's egging him 2 down for Spleebie. And he is in a very good position to mess up Ganon. Oh, and Jedders is going into Ice Palace. Having a little bit of trouble with the spin speed clip. Just did a teleport instead. And you can full clear this, but of course it won't get him the progression he needs to finish up everything else. And I think Spleebie wanted to get the torch glitch there, but did it a bit late with the fire rod. And the weird timing of the torches kind of messed things up, but he's done. GG Spleebie. Coming in at just over 149 on this seed, Spleebie wins. And I assume Jedders is going to forfeit, because he's in pretty bad shape at this point. Yep, looks like he's forfeit. GG to both of our runners. Definitely some interesting item placement from this seed. But unfortunately that one mistake with escape kind of just ruined everything for Jedders. So while we're waiting to see if either of them will come on the mic, I'd like to give a shout out for both of our runners, Jedders and Spleebie. Make sure to give them a follow. And it looks like Spleebie is going to be joining us here in a second. Hello, Spleebie.
Hey.
So what'd you think of that seed?
Oh, this... I always have terrible seeds, so this one was also terrible.
Yeah, nice Samaria placement.
Yeah. I don't even remember where that was at this point.
That was in Turtle Rock. You got it on your dip there.
Oh. Yeah, and I accidentally spent the key on the chain chomp room, and that screwed up that dungeon's routing.
Yeah, you couldn't finish until you came back later. I think you did a mirror wrap to steal a key out of the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, and because I got Samaria, and I went up thinking, oh, if I get Samaria, I can keep going with the small key, but then I spent it on the top chain chomp door. That was stupid.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Since it was there.
At least you found that hook shot.
Yeah, I was just chatting with hXcjedders, and he didn't find it.
Yeah, felt pretty bad watching him towards the end, just looking in increasingly unlikely locations. So there were like 3 dungeons locked behind that hook shot because there were there was Swamp Palace and then 2 dungeons needed items in Swamp Palace to beat them. So that was kind of a big thing in this seed.
Yeah.
And Jedders is in here now. GG Jedders.
GG.
Hey, GG.
So not a fun seed, huh?
Dude, that thing blew my mind. I was having fun for a while. I was like, man, this is like the puzzliest seed I've ever seen. And the reason I forgot Hookshot was because at the time I was doing Castle, I didn't really have anything that could help me navigate in the dark room, since I didn't have a sword or anything, and I mean, really nothing. So I skipped it, and I knew it still existed. It's just I never went back there.
Yeah, I waited to do Castle until I had Mirror, and so I had the Fire Rod at that point.
Because my first sword was, it was in a dark world somewhere. I don't remember.
First sword was in Mire Shed for both of you.
Yeah. Where were all the other swords is my question. Like, I felt like I checked like pretty much everything.
Magic Bat, Ganon's Tower right side, and the Ether Tablet.
Yeah. I would have had a sword, I guess, if I didn't sequence break through GT because I ran out of keys, I guess. And then I needed to come back with Hookshot to get any more.
Yep. Kind of everything just ended up waiting on that one item, the Hookshot.
Yeah.
I went up to GT and did right side before finding Hammer, and I never made it back to GT until after Go Mode.
Yeah. I was surprised by the Cane location. I was like, man, going into Turtle Rock with no Cane, no Ice Rod feels bad, and then I found it. But I guess you probably had Ice Rod before you went to Turtle Rock.
Not the first time, or the second time, or the third time, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually dipped there a bit earlier early one, he was just doing the early East to Death Mountain Dark World checks, I think.
Yeah, and then I accidentally spent a key, so I couldn't finish out the front, and so I ended up going back in a couple more times. But
Yeah, this Dark Cross chest is gonna give me PTSD because there was a match earlier in the tournament that sunk my run because I didn't go get it, and now I got this one too.
Oh. Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, I was having fun for a while. Like the seed, even if you had a hook shot, was just like everything. It was like everything was in a bad place. Like all the progression items were just like in bad places. I mean, you had hammer in pod. You had, I guess, bow and ice rod weren't too bad, but yeah, like I just felt like everything was in a bad place.
well, bow was bad because you had to go into pod, then to go over to swamp and get the bow and go back to pod.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this was a crazy seed.
Yeah, no, didn't look very fun.
But yeah, so I mean, at least I had fun, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least you got a good mindset about it. So, any other thoughts on the seeds besides frustration? Any final thoughts?
Moon Pearl location wasn't terrible.
Oh yeah, I was actually just explaining in the commentary before Spleebie got his that it could be in there because Dungeon Rivals and Logic for Skullwoods.
Yeah, I got the mirror, and then instead of just doing the bunny Death Mountain descent, I did a fake flute and went and like opened Thieves Town and Hype Cave. So I actually didn't make it into Skull Woods to get the pearl for a while.
Yeah, I didn't have the blue potion because I forgot Bonk Rocks. And then I had blue potion way too late for that to, be a play.
Oh.
Yeah, like a 56-minute Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, I was like, I never thought I thought I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't think I ever did Bonk Rocks, so I went over there and I found it. I was like, well, a good thing it's not progression, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you miss sometimes because you don't do it when you're doing any non-glitched seeds.
Well, it was. I missed it because mainly because the hard lock threw me off.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't. It probably wasn't very fun either.
I guess it wasn't like the worst. It just like a time loss because like at least it wasn't like a huge amount of progression. All I had because I just lost all the junk from all like Zora area and Ice Rock Cave, but the main thing was Mini Moldorm, which was not too hard to get back to.
Yeah.
So, yep. But I was having fun, so yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what
guess-
really counts, right?
So I guess that's all. Thanks for running for us tonight, putting on a show for everybody on the stream.
Yeah, thanks for commentary and tracking, right? I
Yeah,
don't think they found another tracker, so
yeah, no, they
pretty
can
tough.
find a
Thanks for
tracker.
doing that.
It wasn't as bad as I thought, though I still would have preferred not to. But
Yeah.
you gotta make do sometimes. So I'm Shkushku. I've been doing commentary and tracking tonight, and before I go on SpeedGaming, SpeedGaming 3, we've got another Overworld Glitcher Tournament race still going on. Looks like there's some Wind Waker Randomizer on SpeedGaming 5. Magic the Gathering Arena on SpeedGaming main channel. And that's about it for tonight, it seems. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope you all enjoyed it.